And welcome back. Welcome to our Capitol Report. We welcome in Pat McGuigan with CapitolBeatOK.com. And Pat, let's start off with this discussion of the proposed AT&T T-Mobile merger. Been getting a lot of discussion lately as the Obama administration is now trying to block this. You've done a lot of reporting on this. What are the essentials here?
The essentials in terms of Oklahoma, this is a pretty big deal, and that's why the DOJ's intervention, which was unexpected. There is not a single knowledgeable reporter's story out of Washington that I've read in the last couple of days that anticipated this development. So very quickly, the Department of Justice under the Obama administration is suing to block this merger. Let's jump ahead and talk about what that might mean for Oklahoma. In Oklahoma, this was going to, according to AT&T, combined with T-Mobile and then doing upgrades, they could take 4G, a term everybody's becoming familiar with, the high-end broadband access down to the rank and file, to the rural areas and underserved minority communities. In the case of Oklahoma, it'd take us to about 95% penetration for broadband access. Nationally, they were projecting that it would take it to 97%. This proposal, mergers are always something that regulators try to look at carefully. One question is, should they be regulating this kind of activity at all? Well, that's sort of a settled issue, although something like this may put that back in discussion. It is so surprising what's unfolded, because what had transpired is that unexpected groups that you might not normally anticipate to be for a big merger were for this. Democratic constituencies, unions. In addition, AT&T actually explicitly promised to bring back some low-end jobs, and by low-end I'm not being denigrating, I'm talking about compensation in the 20s and 30s, call center jobs, bring those back from overseas as part of the merger process after it unfolded. This is pretty shocking. Brian Gonterman, the president of AT&T here in Oklahoma, is not commenting on it. He was really getting enthusiastic before this happened. So that's a quick, rural areas, minorities, this was a way that the market was going to be able to close the digital divide, but now it's all up in the air.
So there's some fairly broad support. Who is opposed to this, and what's going to happen next here?
Well, Sprint's opposed to it.
Yeah.
Because they're now number one. This would have made AT&T the number one provider. The Rural Cellular Association. Al Franken of Minnesota, the former comedian, now a U.S. Senator, is against it and has used very traditional kinds of critical liberal analysis of mergers. The problem is that even from that perspective, I'm not sure that it applies accurately to what was in the process of unfolding. So bottom line is, what's next? The odds of this happening are a little lower than they were a few days ago, even a week ago, and it's very much in play what the next stage will be.
All right, well, let's move on. Let's talk about water use, water policy in Oklahoma. Long-term water policy for Oklahoma is a very important issue right now. And I know you were at the Capitol as this legislative water committee met again this week. What transpired there?
Well, it was very technical, and pardon the pun, it was dry, very hyper-intensive on the politics and even the engineering of the reservoirs and the use of water from the reservoirs. So it was useful. At times, even a wonk like me, I found myself kind of going, I've got to stay focused on this. It's very sophisticated and detailed, and that's important because what they're doing is laying the base for the comprehensive water plan that's going to be deliberated on for the last time next week, or actually mid-September, and then a final vote will take place in October, and then we'll have a comprehensive water plan. The question is, how meaningful is that plan in light of opposition from the tribes?
Right, and in light of a couple of lawsuits, the Choctaw suit and then the Tarrant County suit, could the work of this committee be made irrelevant?
Well, they're both important suits, and not to lessen the importance of the Tarrant County one seeking to purchase Oklahoma water for North Texas. The Chickasaw and Choctaw lawsuit is very critical because it could put a stop to the whole process of developing a long-range water plan And right now the governor is very upset at the other governor. Governor Fallin is upset at Governor Anatubby over the suit. And I'm not sure where that goes. I don't know what the outcome would be in the court of law.
Well, I know that you will continue to follow this, and you can read more about these and other topics at CapitolBeatOK.com. Pat, thanks for being with us. Thank you. Have a good week.